Hey, what's going on, guys? Andrew Jones here. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, whenever this finds you. Hope you're getting your hustle on. I promise you this will not be longer than like 8 minutes, okay? Because I like to do my Kanye rants, and this is one of those rant videos, so sit back, okay? Um, I want to manage your guys' expectations here and talk to you guys about the law of averages. Um, if you do something often enough, a ratio will begin to appear. I'm gonna say that again. If you do something often enough, a ratio will begin to appear. What do I mean by that? So at this particular workshop that I'm doing, this was 2016. Okay. I started to do workshops and I was helping people apply for grants, I was educating them on the type of grants that are available for them, the type of business loans that's available for their business, and show them how they could get funding. And I would charge $6,500 for a business plan. Okay. Now, whenever I did one of these meetings, I made sure I had at least 10 to 15 people in the room. I wouldn't hold it unless I had that. Why? Because I'd done meetings like this for years. Okay. Here's one picture. Here's the next picture here of me doing a meeting, countless pictures, right? So I'd done it so much that I knew my ratio. I knew what I can make as a result. So as you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This person doesn't count. They were helping me. Okay, so there's 11 people in here. Now, in order for me to get 11 people in here, I had to get at least 30 people to RSVP. Okay? I know if I get 30 people to RSVP, only 10 is going to show up. The others are not. Consistently, this happens. Did I look at it like, oh, why didn't the other people show up? Text them, where are you? I would be crazy to do that. Why? It's the law of averages. Numbers don't lie. I know if I want a room of 20 people, I got to get 60 RSVPs. Your income in entrepreneurship is as predictable as your paycheck on your 9 to 5. Apple knows how much money they're going to make when they launch the iPhone X because they've done it so many times. They know the numbers. Okay, I'm going to bring this together here. So out of this room, 3 people bought. That's 30%. 35%, right? The other people that didn't buy, why didn't they buy? I don't know. I don't care. I know in order for me to make over 15 grand with this presentation, I got to have 10 people in the room. Because every time I did it and I had 10 people in the room, 2 to 3 people would sign up. That's called the law of averages. Tony Robbins knows that when he does a seminar, he needs to have 5,000 people in the stadium because of the 5,000 people, he can make $5 million from that one event. Does that mean everybody in the stadium bought? No. A percent of them bought. He even knows this. In a room of 5,000 people, there's at least 22 that are suicidal. Because he done it often enough. You understand? So what I'm saying here is when you post ads for Fiverr Arbitrage, okay, you're going to start to get some responses. And some people will go into what I call witness protection. I even made a name for it because it happens often. Okay? I'll show you something here. 1 second. This invoice is overdue. Business plan for a daycare. This person called me from my ad and says, listen, I need a business plan. What's your price? I told him. He said, great, send me some samples. I sent him the samples. He responded back and said, awesome. Send me an invoice. This was on February 3rd. Invoice has not even been viewed. I sent him a few reminders. But guess what I'm going to do now? I'm going to cancel this because it's crazy for me to expect this person to pay when in that particular ad, I only got one response, which was him. You understand? So here's what I do. If I get 10 responses, and I can control that by how many ads I put out there. That's why when I come to Fiverr, I hire as many people as possible, 6 to 8 people that could do multiple ads for me. So this person here, 55 ads. That's 200. That's 200 ads if you get a top tier service from them. Okay, but listen, 55 ads, 60 ads. That's over 100. Okay, I'll get like 2 more. Right? You know, don't get these promotion stuff like promote your business 600,000. That's useless, right? But your classified ads, that's powerful. 30, right? Now we're at over 140 ads. Okay, so I know with me, if I have 220 plus ads out there, I'm gonna get a certain amount of responses from that, and based on those responses that I get, I'm going to close at least 5 to 6. And based on my price point, right, that's close to $3,000. My income is predictable. The people that respond that don't take action, why don't they take action? I don't know. Why do they go in witness protection? I don't know. I never signed up for that class. It just happens. Why does the sun rise in one area and set in another? I don't know. It just happens. What I can't control that. What I can control is my productivity, is my numbers. I need 10 people in the room to make $10,000 to $15,000, right? So I control my environment. Let me show you something else here. Where's another one? Speaking of Tony Robbins, this one I got to meet him. That's me right there beside Tony Robbins. Let's see here. Here's another one here. This is the same room, but this was actually paid students. Let's see this here. This one, I like this one, right? This one, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was probably like 7, right? Didn't get a full 10. I got 25 people to RSVP, so I expected at least 8 to 10 or less. Because I know that if I want to make a certain amount, I have to leave the RSVP open for a certain amount of time to get 30 RSVPs. The people that don't show up, why? I don't know. But out of the people here, I closed at least 30%. I was charging $500, $600. You see what I'm saying, right? So it'll be crazy if one person showed up and they didn't, and I've done that before in this room where only one person showed up. It's odd that that happens, right? But it does, right? But again, I do what I could control, okay? And that's putting butts in seats. That's exposing people to what I have to offer, okay? I wanted to show you one specifically though. This one, as you see, this was packed, okay? But there was around like 12, 13 people here. I got 35, 40 people to RSVP. Obviously, there's not 40 people inside here. You get my point, though, right? You know, so it's your income is predictable. I don't want you guys to be the farmer that plants seeds on the plantation on Monday, then Tuesday they are like, where's my crop? And the reason why many of us have that mentality is because we fully haven't made the mental transition from job to entrepreneurship. That's why I'm writing a book about the transition, because it's a difficult one. You can physically do it, but mentally that's the hardest, because you're used to having a stable, you're used to trading your time for money. So you know that if you put in this many hours and do this many duties, this many tasks, at the end of the week, this is what you have to look forward to in terms of your paycheck. Then you come into entrepreneurship and you do the do, and at the end of the week, you're like, where's my paycheck? What's happening here? Not knowing that as an entrepreneur, you are a farmer. You're planting seeds, waiting for them to germinate at the right time. You understand? That's what it is, right? So that's why your mindset is really important. If there's any book that you guys read, it should be Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. The audiobook, I believe, is on YouTube for free. This book helped me make the transition. I already made the transition at like 22 years old after a whole year of just being frustrated working for myself. Like, what the hell am I doing here? Why didn't I just, stay at my corporate job? It was predictable. It was safe. Now I'm out here. I feel insecure. I feel like, what's happening, right? But certain books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People, The Dream Giver, right? These books help me put my dream and my business and my life in perspective and break down entrepreneurship from a mathematical standpoint. I'm not talking about wishful thinking here. This book here outlines why certain people are successful and why certain people are not. The only difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is the way that they think. I said I won't go longer than 8 minutes, so I'm going to stop. I know this is past 8 minutes. But my point I'm trying to get across here is you've been pulling your snowball uphill for only 3-4 days. You don't have enough momentum yet to let it go on its own. You're not even at the top yet. Okay? You're not even at the top yet. Okay? You're halfway up the hill and you're wondering why your snowball is not bigger. Right? So just know that going into entrepreneurship, that this is not a job. You're going to have to work harder on your business than you do on your job. Whoever sold you on push button softwares, making money online is easy, that's bullshit. I've been doing this for years. You may make some money short term with those push button softwares, right? With those push button softwares, but it's not going to last you. They're not meant to sustain itself. That's why I'm willing to do what others won't so I can have tomorrow what others don't. Which is, I'll get on the phone with a customer. I'll meet a customer, right? I'll do what I have to do. I'll do workshops. I'll take more risk. And that's the next thing. A lot of people that's coming out of the corporate world, they don't like to take as many risks because they're used to being in their comfort zone. Entrepreneurship forces you to step outside of your comfort zone. Forces you. And when you step outside of your comfort zone, you get paychecks like this. Again, wanted to cover up the name. Don't want no one contacting my customers. But so a lot of customers pay me by automatic e-transfer, right? And for me to get this sale, of $3,000 for a business plan, I had to get at least like 15 people to respond. And to get 15 people to respond, I had to have a certain amount of number of ads out there. So I'm not saying you too have to have 200, 300, 400 ads out there. No. You will have to do whatever you're doing often enough to find out what your ratio is. That's what you have to pay attention to. That's what you have to pay attention to. That's why, sorry about that. That's why I love AdWords, because with Google AdWords, Bing AdWords, etc., after your first like month or so of advertising, they give you feedback and they say, listen, here's where the majority of your clicks were coming from. Here's how many people clicked. Here's their sex. Here's their race. Here's their income. Here's their age. Here's what you do next month so you could dominate. Target these people specifically. Put more money into this. Put less money into that. Put more money into New York. Take money out of Detroit. Target Alberta, and watch what's going to happen. You'll make 10 times what you made your first month when doing AdWords. And they constantly give you that feedback every single month, so you can do better every single month. Okay? So it's all about feedback. It's all about testing, right? For you to see a full-time income, it's possible. You could get there in like a month or in like a few months, right? I can't remember how long it took me to make like a full-time income with this, but it wasn't overnight. It wasn't weeks, right? Definitely was not weeks, right? It took a while, not a long while, but it took a while for me to get the momentum going with my ads. For me to be like, okay, cool, I need to do that, and here's my outcome. If I do more of this, if I double that, you see what I'm saying? So if I put 200 ads out there through Fiverr and I get 8 sales, if I want 16 sales, I got to put 400 ads out there. You see, numbers don't lie. They don't know how to. If you do something often enough, a ratio will appear. The keyword is often. When I used to do network marketing, it was the same thing. If I talked to 10 people, I could get at least 5 to 6 people to sign up for my business. So after a while, my approach to my network marketing business that I was doing years ago was, I was like 22, 23. I would call people and literally say this. I forgot what it was, but I would say this. Listen, I'm getting 6 out of 10 people to join my business. I need you to come out to my meeting and be one of the 4 people that doesn't sign up. I'm getting 6 out of 10 people to join my business. I need you to come out to my meeting and be one of the 4 that doesn't sign up. I would say that to everybody. Because all I needed was 10 people. Right? All I needed was 10 people. And once I had them in the room and exposed the information, that did the selling. Anyways, I'm out. If you don't have the course, what are you doing with your life? Get it now, because the one-on-one support is going to leave like tomorrow. Okay, so get the course, not now, but right now. I'm creating a software for you guys. It's going to help cut the time in half for you guys, so you guys can get to financial freedom quicker. Okay, that should be out. It's an undetermined date, but it's an awesome software to put things, to automate things for you guys. Okay, but you guys are gonna have to put in work right now to make this happen. Okay, like even with this site here, one's Craig's, okay, and there's another one too, right? Like I know that if I respond to at least 10, 20 people, between this site and the other site that's like this, I can get at least 1 to 2 sales. So I do that. Right? Like, that's the thing, right? And I don't expect them to respond like right away. I don't send like 4 emails and like, why did it not one respond? No. Okay. So if I could do it, I guaranteed you guys could do this. I was the class clown. I graduated from the part of the class that made the top half possible. Okay. If I could figure this out and make it happen, so could you. Take risk, step outside your comfort zone, and watch what happens.